It started with hunger. Emily scrolled through her food delivery app, deciding on a burger from a local diner she had never tried before. She placed the order, but when she arrived to pick it up, the cashier barely looked up. "Back again," he said, tapping on the screen. She frowned. "I've never been here before." The cashier hesitated, then turned the screen toward her. Emily Carter, order history, 2 cheeseburgers, fries, a vanilla shake. Last order, 1 hour ago. A chill ran down her spine. She shook her head. "That's impossible. I wasn't here." The cashier's smile faltered. "But you were." Confused, Emily stepped outside. The street was buzzing with the usual evening rush, neon sign flickering against the wet pavement. She scanned the crowd as if expecting to see herself walk past. But that was ridiculous, right? Still, something gnawed at her, an unsettling déjà vu, a feeling that she was missing something obvious. That night, she couldn't sleep. The order history, the cashier's hesitation, it all played in loops in her mind. On impulse, she returned to the diner the next evening. The same cashier glanced up, and for a moment, his face turned pale. "You changed your hair," he muttered. She hadn't. Determined to find answers, she did what any rational person would do. She started tracking herself. The next morning, she left for work early, but doubled back to her apartment an hour later. From across the street, she watched her own front door. And then she saw her. A woman stepped out of the building. Her face, her clothes, her posture. But her hair was slightly wavier. She carried a different bag. And as she walked past a bakery, she paused for just a second too long before moving on. Something Emily almost did every morning but never quite acted on. Her heart pounded. This wasn't a twin. This wasn't some bizarre coincidence. This was her, a version of her that was making slightly different choices. She followed, unnoticed, watching her own reflection living a life that wasn't quite hers. The other Emily smiled at a stranger she normally ignored. She turned down a different street, as if heading to a workplace Emily had never been to. Days passed, and Emily's reality began to feel unstable. Her memories felt off. She would wake up recalling a conversation she was sure she never had. A favorite song didn't sound as familiar. One night, she dreamed of a room she had never seen, only to wake up and find a key on her nightstand. Panic clawed at her chest. She's taking over. The realization came too late. One evening, she returned home, exhausted from chasing her other self, only to find her apartment key didn't fit. She knocked. Footsteps approached. The door creaked open, and she was standing there, the other Emily, looking back at her with cold recognition. "You shouldn't have followed me," she whispered. And before Emily could react, the door slammed shut. Emily pounded on it, but the lock wouldn't budge. She turned, breathing heavily, only to catch a reflection in the hallway mirror. Her face looked wrong, like it belonged to someone else. And in that moment, she wasn't sure anymore. Was she the original Emily? Or had she been the borrowed name all along?